So, why are the Montreal Canadiens the greatest NHL team of all time? Well, the squad won 72 combined games in a regular season and playoffs, was hard pressed to lose a game in the regular season, which went from October to April 76 into 77. So today, for some public notice, to remind you how Montreal ended up 68 and 12 that year, tremendous. Now, they opened the season on October 7, 76 with a 10-1 home win against Pittsburgh. Now, 2 nights later, they defeated the Canucks 3-0. Now, in mid-October, they went out a three-game road string, lost 3-1 to Buffalo, bet Detroit 4-2, and beat the Flyers 7-1. Back October 16th at the Forum, won 7-4 against the Rangers. Now, in Boston, they lost 5-3 to fall to 5-2 on the season. October 19th, they bet the Capitals 6-0. Then in Landover, bet Toronto 5-3 at home. Bet the Pittsburgh Penguins again 9-1 on October 23rd, 76. Bet the Islanders 4-1, and then tied Chicago 4-4. Boston got their second victory against Montreal this season on the night before Halloween, a 4-3 victory. Now just put them back down to 9-3-1. But from here, a 7-game undefeated streak. Bet Sabres 3-2 at home, then Minnesota 5-2 on the road, 11-3 against Chicago at home, 8-1 against St. Louis on the road. He tied the Flames 2-2 in Atlanta, then tied Colorado at home 3-3, one of the biggest upsets of the season. Then he defeated St. Louis at home 4-2 on November 15th. Now, this game probably ranks as Toronto's best of the season. You won 1-0 against Montreal to put them down to 14-4-3. That was the game at Maple Leaf Gardens. But here where it gets freaky. They played Minnesota at home 2 nights later, winning 6-3, 1-9-5 against Toronto. Then 3 straight road games, 5-1 against the Islanders, 8-1 against the Barons, 4-3 against Colorado. Return match in Montreal almost a week later, 3-3. Then defeated Pittsburgh 3-1. The Barons 1-0. 4-3 win on the road against Chicago, and a 5-0 blank against Detroit. Now, December 12th, 76, lost 5-2 on the road to the Rangers to fall to 23-5-4. Now, another road trip, 8-2 against Colorado, 2-0 against Kings, and 5-0 against the Canucks. At home, 4-2 against the Barons on December 27th. Now, New Year's Eve week, tied the Penguins 3-3 in Pittsburgh, big comeback by Pittsburgh, and then tied Minnesota 5-5 on December 30th. Now, when he started January, this is where it got freaky, ladies and gentlemen. They bet Atlanta 7-0 at home, then the Flyers 6-4. Bet the Sabres 9-2 in a row, the Gilbert Perreault Sabres. Bet the Capitals 7-2 and shut out Colorado in Colorado 6-0. Now they went to a light losing streak. They lost 7-2 to St. Louis on January 12th, 77. Defeated the Kings 6-0, but then lost to the Bruins 7-3 on January 17th. Now remember this. From then on, it was 27-1 and 6 from Montreal. Now, January 18th, 3-0 road win against Washington and a 6-2 road win against the Flyers 2 days later. Wins at home against Washington and tied Detroit 2-2, then Buffalo 3-3, then a 2-1 win against the Islanders. For every force on the road, they defeated the Barons 7-3, then the Canucks 6-4, then tied the Kings 3-3. Won Vancouver home 6-0. Won 8-3, a big victory on February 12th. 5-3 road win against Detroit day before Valentine's Day, then a 4-4 tie with Pittsburgh. Defeated the Flyers 5-2, then the Flames 3-2, and 4-2 in a home. February 26th, defeated the Barons 5-3. February 27th in New York, won 8-1. March 1st, won 5-4 against the Islanders. Another big win against Pittsburgh, March 3rd 5-1. And then another win at home against the Rangers, 7-2, which was their 50th victory of the season. Now, road loss to Buffalo, 4-1 on March 6th. Then against Toronto, March 9th, 2-2. And the rest of the season, they almost ran the table. 7-1, 5-1, and 3-0 home wins against Colorado, Chicago, and the Kings. Then 5-2 and 5-1 road wins against Minnesota and Boston. 6-1, 4-0 home wins against St. Louis and Detroit. Second game, the home and home against Detroit. 6-0, so he outscored him 10-0 over 2 games. 3-3 tie with Toronto, at home on March 30th, day after April Fool's Day. April Fool's for Washington, 11-0, and a home and home. Capitals almost won but lost 2-1. Now the Montreal season was extremely freaky, ladies and gentlemen. But let's look at the record versus the opponents. Okay, Montreal went 5-0-1 against Detroit, 4-0-2 against LA, 4-0-2 against Pittsburgh, 6-0 against Washington. So in the North Division, 19 wins, no losses, 5 ties. Now rough against the Adams Division. You went 2-3 against Boston, 2-2-1 against Buffalo, 5-0 against Cleveland, and 2-1-1 against Toronto. So against the Adams, they went 11-6-2. Now against the Patrick Division, they went 3-0-1 against Atlanta, 4-0 against the Islanders, 3-1 against the Rangers, and 4-0 against the Flyers, 14-1-1. Against Chicago, went 3-0-1, 3-1 against Colorado as well, 3-1 against Minnesota, 3-1 against St. Louis and Vancouver, 4-0, so 16-1-3. So 24 games in the North, 19-5. Okay, 18 games against the Adams, 11-6-2. 16 games against the Patrick, 14-1-1, and against the Smite, 20 games, 16-1-3 overall. So now this is kind of freaky, ladies and gentlemen. The team, just to remind everybody, and this is the mantra: Lafleur, Shutt, Robinson, Lapointe, Lemaire, Mahovlich, Risebrough, Cornway, Lambert, Houle, Trombley, Savard, Jarvis, Gainey, Wilson, Billy Nyrop, Jimmy Roberts, Pierre Bouchard, Ricky Chartrand, Ken Dryden, John Van Boxmeer, and Michel Larocque. So you got the Hall of Famers here: Guy Lafleur, Steve Shutt, Larry Robinson, Guy Lapointe, Jacques Lemaire, Yvan Cournoyer, Serge Savard, Bob Gainey, and Ken Dryden. So the duality, Dryden went 56-41 and 41-6-8, 214, 10 shutouts. Larocque led the team in goals against average, 209, 4 shutouts, 19-2-4, 53 goals against. Now in the playoffs, Lafleur, Lemaire, Shutt, Lapointe, Robinson, Mahovlich, Savard, Wilson, Jarvis, Lambert, Gainey, Risebrough, Roberts, Trombley, Chartrand, Nyrop, Pierre Bouchard, Réjean Houle, Kenny Dryden, Brian Engblom got two games in the postseason, so tremendous that year. So he didn't play in the regular season, but he played in the playoffs. So show what the future is going to be like. And of course, Pierre Mondeau played 4 games in the postseason as well. So that was their main call-ups. So just to recap, ladies and gentlemen, to make sure all the points are here: 26 points for Lafleur in 14 games, 9 goals. Lemaire scored 7, Shutt scored 8. The big tree, Lapointe had 3 counters, Robinson had 2, Peter Mahovlich had 4 big goals, Savard had 2 goals and 9 points, Murray Wilson 1 goal, Dougie Jarvis only 7 assists but no counters, Lambert 3 big goals, Bob Gainey 4 goals, Risebrough 2-3-5, Jimmy Roberts 3 big counters, Mario Trombley 3 goals, Ricky Chartrand 2-1-3, Nyrop 8 games 1 goal, Bouchard 1 assist, Réjean Houle only played 6 games, and again Engblom and Mondeau, and of course future star Mike Polish played 5 games. Now, interesting about Polish, ladies and gentlemen, he had played with the University of Minnesota for a number of seasons, 4 big years in fact, and his last season he had 25 goals. Now, he did play with Montreal in '78, and if I'm not mistaken, he has a cup ring from '77, and he also played the '81 finals. So Polish did qualify. Some people felt it was a choice between him and Jarvis for Gainey's line mate. He was a very dynamite defensive player. The years he played in Minnesota showed some great talent, and of course played on those big mid-1970s university college teams that represent the states at the World Championships and the Canada Cup and the Olympics. So, ladies and gentlemen, the very interesting story of the '77 Montreal Canadiens. If you like what they're doing here, give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share.